Hi ladies and gentlemen, this is Derrick here with Moy Sauce Productions, and today we are in a 2013 base Mini Cooper. So let's talk about the interior of this 2013 Mini Cooper. The interior seems pretty nice and actually very spacious from a driver perspective. Quite honestly, I didn't think it would feel this open in this car, but there's a lot of actual room between you and the actual top of the hood. There's this gap essentially between you two, and it makes you seem like you're very, very low to the ground, which is nice. Talking about these gauges are really interesting. You have your speedo in front here and your gas gauge as well. The only thing that's really in front of you is the RPM reader, so to tell you when to shift gears and whatnot. And this car specifically has 33,000 miles on it, and it feels like it's brand new in here. And I was surprised by the amount of rear seat room that you can have if you move the seats up into a comfortable position. And I'm 5'10", sitting behind myself, I have maybe 1 or 2 inches of leg room, and headroom's not the greatest, but there's also this panoramic roof, which is really nice as well. And you have these shades that'll help you, but there's not a full shade that'll block out all of the light. Talking about the interior materials, the interior materials are not bad. You have some hard or soft touch plastics here, some soft plastics here, and some of the vent gauges here and the speedo gauge are pretty hard plastic, but the dash is pretty soft plastic and it feels pretty sturdy behind it as well. In the middle here, you have 2 cup holders, which is really nice. That's really where they should be, because then you don't run into it with the shifter and you don't run into it with your arm when the cup holders are in the back here. Now, talking about another cup holder, for the rear, there is a cup holder back here. I kind of don't like this armrest because it kind of runs into the e-brake if you're using the e-brake right here, and that can get annoying too. But these seats are really nice. They're not too over bolstered. There's also these fake aluminum trims here, which aren't the nicest. And the key for this particular Mini Cooper is very interesting. I kind of wish that that you didn't have to actually put the key in the car, because that's true keyless. You know, you just put it in your pocket and then you hit the start-stop engine, which you can't do here, which is kind of annoying. Everything in the cabin really makes sense. Nothing is very confusing at all. The sunroof, it's fully manual, and I would love to just press a button and have it open all the way, but there's no button just to press it and have it open all the way, which is kind of annoying. There is a extra sunshade here, which is kind of nice. In addition to the sunshade that you get in the front. It's not extendable, but you do have one here for the driver, which is nice. But overall, the interior is pretty nice. I don't have many complaints about it. Some of the materials aren't up to snuff with a BMW or a luxury brand. All of it makes sense. You can tell these people have been making cars for quite some time, and they've optimized the space that they have in this Mini Cooper quite well. There is also this button up here, which changes the LED light color and the brightness as well. So pushing backwards will change the brightness of them, and pushing forward will actually change the color. So you have green, cyan, blue, purple, pink, red, orange, yellow, green, and so on and so forth, which is kind of cool. There's the accents here by the airbag warning here on the driver and passenger side, as well as here on the doorknobs as well. And I'm not entirely sure if there are more accents as well, but that's pretty cool too. I like the exterior. The red on black with the black rims looks really awesome, I think. And yeah, I mean, it's a classic look. It's not very different from the original Mini. It's probably maybe a foot longer than the original Mini, but overall, I really like the look of this car, especially with the red and black accents. This car has a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine that is turbocharged, and it puts out 121 horsepower and 114 pound-foot of torque. It gets 29 miles to the gallon in the city and 37 on the highway, which is amazing for a car like this. And I think the ergonomics of this car is really good. The steering is pretty heavy as well, and overall you feel pretty low to the ground. Every car seems to be looking down at you. Now power-wise, it's not a lot of power. It kind of feels dead. Yeah, it really doesn't feel like it has too much power. But it's small, it's lightweight. It's just over 2,500 pounds, which bears the question of a similar thing to a Miata. I'm not too big of a fan of the power. I would probably prefer the John Cooper Works package, which I believe comes at 180 horsepower. And that would probably be a proper, well, also the S, the Mini Cooper S, comes with slightly more horsepower as well, which is nice. This one only comes with 121, and I think 160 would be exactly what this car needs, possibly a little more. But the clutch is fairly easy. It's a little bit heavier than I would probably like daily driving, but overall it's not bad feeling at all. The overall ride isn't too bad either. It seems fairly compliant over bumps and whatnot. But this thing was meant for turns and fun as well, so the bolstering is pretty nice. It has some decent power in the mid-range, right around 4,000, 5,000 RPM. Like I said, that clutch is a little bit heavier. And it's very, very direct. I really like the steering on this car. It's obviously a front-wheel drive car, if you didn't know. It has a pretty good hefty punch right in the mid-range. Down low and up high is probably not where its strongest suits are, but it's fun for sure. The steering wheel feels nice in the hand. It kind of feels a little bit plasticky, but overall I think it does everything that you need. The buttons on it are pretty small. The shift knob on this is very, very tight. It's very, very notchy, and overall throws aren't bad. It's pretty difficult to get the wrong gear here. This car is really fun. I mean, there's not too much power, but I think you can really fix that with a tune. Would I recommend this car? I would definitely recommend this car. Honestly, with the heritage of this car as well as the overall ride quality, and it's just a fun car. And not only that, but it's front-wheel drive, so you can buy this car and wherever you live in the northern hemisphere and drive in the snow and not have any issues. That's something that I really like. Rev matching is a little bit difficult. The flywheel is pretty heavy in this car as well, but second gear is pretty punchy. And it doesn't feel very laggy either. The turbo seems to spool up pretty quick. For how small of a car it looks from the outside, it's fairly decently large in here. They utilize all the space in here very well. And not that this really matters, but the cup holders are in the right place. It's a manual transmission, 6-speed manual here, and it's fun. It's got a nice induction noise as well coming in through the cabin. There's not too many vibrations in here, and there are no creaks and rattles in this 2013 with 33,000 miles on it, so that's nice as well. If you're looking for a Mini Cooper in the Chicagoland, come check out Libertyville Mitsubishi. Thank you all for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, feel free to give it a thumbs down. And yeah, if you have any questions about this car, feel free to leave it in the comments below. Thank you all for watching.